Doris.
Presiding Officer, I extend my sympathies to everyone impacted by the horrific and deeply shocking events of the Grenfell Tower fire tragedy. First Minister, my constituency of Maryhill and Springburn has several high-rise tower blocks. There will be many MSPs in this chamber with similar stock right across their constituency. I also know my local housing association will place a significant priority on safety, including fire safety, but that will not stop those living in such properties having understandable concerns. Whilst I welcome the steps already taken by the First Minister outlined today, does the First Minister agree with me that we must ensure the most appropriate and rigorous fire safety regulations possible are in place, that we reassure worried householders, but that we must also ensure that whatever lessons must be learned from the Grenfell tragedy in the weeks and months ahead, that they are also learned and acted upon here in Scotland?
First Minister.
I agree very much with Bob Doris. I know that many members across the chamber, perhaps in particular members like Bob Doris and myself, in fact, who represent urban constituencies with high-rise flats within them, will feel particularly concerned at the tragic events we've seen in London this week. As I said earlier on, while I think there are the most serious questions to be answered in the case of this tragic fire, given how early a stage the investigation is at, it is important that we don't rush to judgment or early speculation about the causes of that fire. But nevertheless, we must be, and I'm acutely aware of the responsibility the Scottish Government bears here, we must stand ready to provide whatever reassurance we can to people across Scotland who are living in similar accommodation and who may have very understandable concerns as a result of what we've seen this week, but also that we are standing ready to learn any lessons that require to be learned as the causes of this fire become clearer. That's why the Local Government Minister had those early discussions with local authority partners this morning. We will also discuss these matters, particularly around fire safety and regulation, with the Scottish Fire Service, and the ministerial group that I refer to will be convened to make sure that on an ongoing basis and in as close to real time as possible, we are learning any lessons that have to be learned and taking whatever steps in Scotland require to be taken. Any member who has a constituency interest in this, I know all members have a very human interest in this, but any member who has a particular constituency interest in this, we would be happy to keep very closely updated on any steps the Scottish Government consider are appropriate.